Hello folks, hope you're all doing well. It's a pretty nice day up here today. It's a bit dull, see up there, a bit overcast, but there's no wind for a change, so you might get some good audio. And it's pretty warm, to be honest. It's probably, it's what, about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning at the moment when I'm filming. And I don't know, it's probably about 11, 12 degrees out here. It's all right, it's pretty nice. Anyway, what I thought I'd do today, haven't done one for ages, haven't even done one this year, I don't think, is a plot tour. I thought I'd do a quick whiz around. Now, some bits of the plot are looking a bit rough. There's honestly bits of it are desperate to be weeded because we spent so much time sorting out the bottom end, doing that polytunnel project and getting that built, that things like the weeding and that's just got away from us a little bit. Anyway, I'll spin you around, we'll whiz around the plot and show you what we're looking like at the moment in July. So this is me, just come in the plot here, right at the very top next to where the gate is. And we'll spin round to the right hand side first and show you what we've got on the go here. This little bed at the top here was dug over pretty quickly because the corn and the butternut squash were ready to go out. So the idea is I'm hoping that the corn's going to grow in a nice sort of grid pattern there, and the butternut squash that you can see sort of in between here, here, here and here, that's looking okay, apart from this one's looking a bit sad for itself. All these are looking okay, and that'll grow down and provide some ground cover there. We've got the sort of straw strulch kind of mix down there that'll hopefully cover the ground as well. We'll have a little bit of a mooch over here. This bed, this is just covered over at the moment. I've not really done anything with this yet, this sort of space that's here still at the end of where the sweet corn and things are. I've still got, I've got a big tray full of leeks to go out. You saw us doing the leeks the other day, and they're the ones we got from Rocket Gardens. I've got some other leeks at home that I'm going to put out, and I think I might put them in this space here. I think this might be just the job for it here. But over here, this is all the raspberries starting to grow back. So over the winter, it was like sort of January, February sort of time, I cut these right down to the ground, and you can see how much they've grown back already. The problem I've got with this little area is this grass sort of stuff, these weeds that are growing in between it. Now, I came in here the other day and I pulled some of it out because it was starting to look horrendous. But getting in about here is pretty difficult now that the raspberries are growing and getting all bushy. So what I might do is maybe come the winter, once it's all died back, do something proper with this area here that's just been a bit of a, I don't know, it's just a bit of a mess at the minute. But, warts and all, this is what we look like at the moment. So we'll scoot over here to where we've got 3 new pallet collar raised beds that we put in. So we've got some lettuces here, and we've got some spinach. The spinach was a bit of a gamble, really. It's the wrong time of year for spinach because it doesn't grow very well in the heat, and you can see that that's bolted there. But the lettuces, this is a freckled lettuce, and they're looking pretty decent. Actually, that's looking all right. It is. And if I move along here, this is this bed in the middle here. You might remember this is the one that we found loads of blooming leather jackets in. There was blooming millions of them. So we lost pretty much all of the iceberg lettuces, and there's only 2 left. There's that little one there, and there's this one here that actually looks like it's going to grow into a decent lettuce. And I had some spare onion sets, so we've fired them in as well, and they seem to be growing all right. Maybe these leather jackets don't like onions. Maybe I'm onto something then. You can see that there's a few little weeds in there that they just need pulling out. This bed at the top here, these are our Kelsey onions that I ordered by mistake. I got these from DT Brown's, and I'd put them in my basket, and I didn't mean to buy them. And then when I went to buy something else, they were still in there, and I ended up buying them. So we've got them all in here. But quite interested to see how these turn out. These Kelsey ones are supposed to grow really big and chunky and great. So they've got their own little bed here. There's loads of nutrients in there, so we'll see how they turn out. Right, whiz up round here, around the corner. We've got the big, massive rhubarb bed here. There's the first 2 bits at this end. These were 2 crowns that we bought and got in as soon as we got the plot to get that going. All the ones further down this end are ones that have grown from seed that we probably won't get a decent harvest from until next year. But we've already had 2 or 3 decent harvests from it already this year. Crumbles and cakes and things getting made, which have been absolutely delicious. And right at the very end here, just at the fence there, you can see all the comfrey that we've got. So that's a special kind of comfrey called Bocking 14, so it doesn't self-seed and sort of go a bit wild and grow everywhere. But it's just about ready for me to chop some of that down, and we're going to make some comfrey tea. So we'll get some of that on the go very soon, because the tomatoes and that are starting to flower, so we need the tea for that. The 2 big beds here, I'll scoot down here, down the middle, so you've got the path down the middle. This is all potatoes, apart from a little sort of track right at the very end there where we ran out ran out of space for the potatoes. So we've got loads of different types. I can see some of the little signs I've got here, but the rest of them are hidden under the under the potato plants. These ones at the end here, they're Mayan Rose. There's Sarpo Mira in there. There's Sarpo Axona. There's Maris Piper. Oh, and there was another one that I can't remember what it is. But anyway, they are grown absolutely grand, and you can see some of them are starting, well, most of them are starting to flower. Actually, you can see the flowers there. Scoot along here. We've got flowers on these. And these ones here going great guns. So it's good to see them going. And just at the end here, we had space in the bed. So I chucked in some radishes, and if I get down, you can see they're starting to go really great. You can see them there. So they've been multi-sown. I'm actually probably going to pick some of these today, I think. You can see them in there. There's 2 onion sets there that I had left, so I just chucked them in the ground. Nothing to lose by doing that. And more, look at that, that's massive, that radish there. Look at that one. Hold on. Let's just spin this round. Look at that. That's a giant, that one. That'll be getting picked today. Right, we'll scoot down here. You can see we've got the onion bed here. Now, believe it or not, just last week, this was all weeded, but you can see it all starting to come back. It's nice and warm and damp at the moment, so it's ideal for the weeds coming out. So I think we'll be getting out there and getting those weeded again. The onions they're doing all right. They're coming along nicely. They're starting to fatten up a little bit. Maybe it's not as far along on as I'd like them, but I think there's a lot of stuff like that this year, isn't there? Because it was such a funny April and May. Everything's gone a bit wonky, I think. What have we got here? Some brassicas. So these are the different types of swede. You can see, or turnip as you want to call them. There you go, the little white snowball ones. And there's also, you might just be able to sneak it through there, the purple top ones grown as well. Now the snowball ones are decent. We've already had a picking of them. But the purple top ones are still going to be a good few weeks yet before they've sort of filled out and bulked up a little bit. The kale, we've had a couple of pickings of kale already, and it's gone great guns there. I think there's more of that ready to be picked. At the end here, we've got a couple of cauliflowers. No heads to be seen on that yet, but they're looking decent at the moment. And right at the very end, you might just be able to see it here, we've got 6 red cabbages that I've just squeezed in at the end there, because I want to try and use up all the space. Not that I eat a lot of cabbage, I'm going them for my dad. So hopefully they'll take off soon, because I've only just gone in, they're just a bit wee at the moment. This bed here was just a bit of this is a sort of waifs and strays bed. You can see this is desperate to be weeded as well. So we've got some cos lettuce down this end, more of the freckled lettuce. We've got some beetroot seedlings here that are going all right in the middle that were left over. And a couple of tromboncino courgettes at the end there. Now I think I've left a gap here. I am trying to fill in all the spaces, but these courgette plants are going to grow massive, I think, and the tromboncino courgettes themselves grow massive as well. So I've left a bit of space for them to sort of spread out a wee bit. So let's come up here. This bit here is waiting to be sorted. So the first bit just here, this has been left because the polytunnel is at the end of it. So I didn't know how far the polytunnel is going to come down, if we need to just paths and whatever and things like that. So this needs to be sorted. I'm not going to do anything with it just yet, because we're going to build the permanent beds in the polytunnel over the winter. So when I get the compost delivered, the people actually come all the way up here and then drop it over the fence. So I'm not going to do that yet, because then I can get that over the fence and I can just wheelbarrow it in there nice and quick, as opposed to having to go all the way along here, all the way down here, all the way up there, in the gate, all the way along here, and then in the polytunnel. It'll make life a lot easier. But over in the far corner here, you can see we've got a pond and a hole. The hole's not deep enough yet. Again, I'd started doing it, but there was so much stuff to be getting on with, getting planted out. This has just been left for the time being. And again, once things sort of slow down on the harvest and planting out sort of front, this whole bit is going to get sorted out. So into the polytunnel. Like I say, it's a bit of a temporary setup that we've got in here this year, because there was so much stuff waiting to go out. It was desperate to go out, that I've just put them in the halo pots. They've got about a foot of compost underneath them. And then I think in the winter, again, in the colder months when there's not as much going on the growing front, there'll be a central path down the middle here, maybe some decking boards down the side, and a permanent bed either side to get that sorted. I'm not quite settled on the design yet. We'll see. But we've got tomatoes all the way along the back there, right up against the polytunnel. You can see they're flowering at the moment. See the flowers there. I don't think there's any fruits as such yet. You can see them there, and these ones are probably about the furthest along, but they're not quite there yet. And everything got a feed the other day, so everything's nice and full. The cucumbers are going great guns. I think that one there is probably pretty much ready to pick, because this is a mini munch cucumber, so that's about as big as that's going to get. So I might pick that today actually. And this one, look at this one. This one's going great guns as well. So that one's not quite ready yet. I think that's a masterpiece, those ones. So it'll be a little while yet. And this one is not quite looking as good. There's a few flowers and things on there, so hopefully we'll start seeing some fruit soon. And you can see at the back here, I've got more plants to put out. I've got another 6 halo pots. If I've got time, I'm going to get that done today. Now these are the chili plants up here. Now this one here is a really good example. When I first put them out, nearly all the leaves did this. You see they've gone that sort of white kind of colour and died and dropped off. But there's loads of new growth on them at the top there, and up the stem you can see the new growth as well. So there's no flowers, which is a bit of a worry, because this is the start of July now, so it's there's not much warm weather left really for us, a couple of months maybe. This one here again, you can see it's doing the same thing, but there's little buds at the top there. This one here, this one hasn't really done it to the same extent as the others, and there might just be the inklings of some flowers starting there. So you never know, we might get one chili this year. This one yeah, you can just see the very top there. I think there's maybe just some buds starting to form. And this one here, I think this might be that's another chili. Yeah, no sign of any flowers in that one yet. The sweet peppers that are down this end, not looking too bad, nice and healthy. You can see this has got the start of flowers on it there. This one as well. This one has actually got a pepper starting to form on it, which is good. This one is not doing very much. It's got one little flower in it. And the 2 aubergines are looking pretty sad and sorry for themselves. That's for sure. I think I don't know, if they don't improve soon, they're going to come out and just get replaced with something else, just to take up the space if we're not going to get any fruit off them this year. Anyway, back outside, and hopefully the camera will correct itself. There we go. So into where we've got the sort of palette colour raised beds. This one here is full of garlic, and as you might be able to see, it's pretty much ready to be harvested. I think maybe it's another, I don't know, might give that another week. So it's got the scapes on the top there that you can see, so it's not really going to grow any bigger. The outside leaves are starting to sort of die and brown off, just not quite there yet. I think we put this out in February, so I might just give it another week or two just before pulling that up and seeing what it's like. Just to the left of that, this bed here is pretty much full of shallots, 1 wafting stray of garlic at the end there, and 2 onions there that we've just squeezed in the space. But you can see there, the shallots are looking all right. That one there's going great guns. It's split nicely. There's no flowers, there's no scapes on these yet. They're looking pretty decent. The tops of them, they're just starting to yellow and die off there. So again, not long before they're going to be getting pulled, which is great because it'll give us more space to put stuff in. Wander down here, ignore the big pile of rubbish that I've got here, the wood and things. Just to the side here, we've got potatoes and pots. So there's 4 pots under there, believe it or not, and they're all first and second earlies. Not a great deal of flowers on them just yet, which is a bit surprising. I can maybe just sort of see some starting to appear there, and nah, not really any down there, but I'll be keeping an eye on these over the next few weeks to see how they're getting on. In this raised bed here, you can see I've just got a bit of a temporary setup here because I've not done the cover on it properly yet, but this is purple sprouting broccoli, so it's just starting to grow. We've got some enviromesh on it to protect it, but what I will do is get a bit of a sort of raised lid on this bed to keep the net on it and keep it covered and keep any pests away from it. And up here at the very top, we've got 2 courgette plants. This one of them's golden and one of them's green. I can't quite remember which way around it is. This, you see, a lot of this is sort of silvery sort of pattern on the leaves of courgette plants. Don't worry about it, that's normal, that's how courgette plants grow. We're just starting to get some signs of life down here where things are going to start growing. So hopefully once you start seeing flowers in the courgettes, they absolutely rocket away. So hopefully, excuse me, next few weeks we'll start seeing some more stuff there. And it's an empty bed. I've got 4 or 5 Brussels sprouts plants at home ready to go out. They might go in there, but the only thing is they'll grow taller than those hoops. So I might put something else in there. I'll have to have a think. Leeks. These are the leeks that were popped out the other day. You can see they're just sort of starting to bed in there. So hopefully they'll be going great guns soon enough. Over here, that's the shallots that you've already seen. Scooting past, and in this bed here with the lid on it, we've got more shallots in here, pretty much going about the same as the other ones. And back here, this is some timber that we've got left that I might use to build a cover for things. So if I have a look over here, if I take this clip off, this whole bed, this whole raised bed is full of beetroot. And I had a peek under here the other day, and I tell you what, hold on, let's move the cover so you can see it a bit better. It's not looking too bad actually. It's look at some of these, that's decent size again. I reckon some of that's the multi-sown ones. That's just a single one there. But I reckon these aren't far off being ready to have the first pick of them actually again. Maybe it's just another week or two just to let them bulk up just a little bit more. And I think they'll be good to go. Moving swiftly on. Oh, the broad beans. Now, I was a bit worried about these for a while because I was like, oh, they're not really doing much, are they? They're not doing anything. But if I have a look down here, they're actually going great guns. So there's loads and loads and loads of pods of broad beans on here. Again, it's still a little bit thin at the moment. This one at the end's got loads on it. A little bit thin at the moment. They need to fatten up. We'll keep watering, we'll keep feeding whilst they're going on like that. Again, this area here is one that's just sort of been developed a little bit. I've not got the paths down and things like that, and I've probably got a bit of extra space up here to do something with. We've got climbing beans here. These are borlotti, I think, and I've got some very, very sad looking peas on the other side of this. Hopefully they're going to pick up. There's loads of nutrients down there. We've got some of the 6X stuff down there. And it's been raining the last day. It's absolutely chucked it down here. It hasn't rained for ages, and then just in the last day I've had loads of rain. So hopefully those peas are going to pick up and go great. Oh, look at the broad beans again on this side. Look, they're looking great in there, aren't they? Brilliant. That'll not be long before they're picked as well. Oh, we've got a flower area here again. Look at the weeds in there. This is the sort of thing that gets neglected when I'm busy doing other projects. Like, you see the weeds down the bottom, so I'm going to have to get in and about there. Just get in there with a hoe and get them chopped up. Not today because it's too wet. Once it's dried out a bit, we'll get in there and do that. But we've got a mix of sunflowers. Oh, what else have we got in there? We've got marigolds, and we've got some flowers that I don't remember the name of, but they open during the day and they close at night. That's those ones. We've got a bit of this again along the back here. This is sort of warts and all. Let's see everything. We've got just the dumping area where we dump stuff. You can see the weeds in it, which is great because I pulled them out and I just chucked them in the compost bin. But it doesn't look very good. So I think once I've got some of the other stuff sorted, I'll use some of the weed fabric and we'll just lay it down at the back there where we're going to have the storage area for the blue pipe and the bits and pieces. And we'll just get that looking a little bit neat and tidy. Speaking of things not looking very neat and tidy. Oh, so we've got blueberry bushes, 2 of them. You might remember they used to be over there, but they got attacked by rabbits and they're absolutely horrendous. So I've put them in pots. Obviously, special way of growing the blueberries with the ericaceous compost. It needs to be all acidic. So we've got them in the 2 pots there. And they're actually going grand now. They're actually going great guns. I don't think we'll get much off them this year, if anything. But certainly in the next few years, they'll be looking grand. Another sunflower. And then we've got the strawberry bed that, again, needs weeded. But this is another one that we had a bit of problem with the leather jacket. So I had like 12 bare root strawberry plants down this end of it, and none of them grew. And I said, what's gone on with that? So these strawberry plants, actually, the ones you can see here with the pinky purpley flowers on them, I got them from B&M's. They're only like £1 a plant, so I picked loads of them up and put them in down there. And the ones up this end were already established strawberry plants that we got from the bed that we used to have over the other side then, put them in here. So I need to start getting these covered up, actually, because you can see they're starting to ripen up there. and these ones are growing up long before they're ripe. And once they go ripe, the birds will absolutely love them. And last but not least, in the warts and all tour, the dumping area at the end here. What a bloomin' mess this is. Again, because I've been doing so much other stuff, this is what happens. So I think this bloomin' bin's been here ever since I took the plot over. This bin's been here and I've done nothing with it. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that. If anybody's got any ideas what I can do with an old wheelie bin at the plot, please let me know. And this trampoline, this has been here excuse me, I'm going all croaky again, I'm talking too much. This trampoline has been here since I took the plot on. I had grand ideas about making a PTP and using that as the base and things like that, but it just needs to go to the dump. So there's going to be I'm going to do a big tidy up at some point and just get rid of all this blooming rubbish because it drives me to distraction. It does. Anyway, that is about it for the tour. If I come back up the top here and I spin round, there you go. You can see the whole thing sort of top to bottom there, all the way down to the polytunnel. So you can see we've got some areas that are going absolutely great guns and flying, and some areas that are looking a bit blooming rough that just need sorting out. But because I've had other projects on the go, they've not been done. Well, folks, that's me done for today. I hope you've enjoyed the tour. Show you what's going on here at Mark's Allotment plot. As ever, if you like the channel, please give us a subscription. Just click the button. It's absolutely free. Doesn't cost you a single penny. And if you hit the little notification bell, that'll give you an alert every time we put a new video out. And if you like what we're doing as well, give us a thumbs up on this one. That will be absolutely fab. Okie dokie. That's all from me today, folks. And we will see you on the next one. Bye for now.